This video was made possible by the generous support from my patrons. If you want to help support the channel, get cool benefits, and have your name featured on my channel, then become a patron by clicking the link down below. Thanks guys, enjoy. It happened, guys. I didn't want to say anything, but my haters were right. As we all know, the people who hate me are always giving the most accurate interpretations of what I believe. Something the haters would constantly bring up is the fact that I became a soy-guzzling Starbucks barista, all because I wanted acceptance from the left. Apparently, to these numbskulls, you are supposed to adopt your policies in order to make friends. Kinda shows where their thinking's at. But it seems my scheme has been foiled, because now I'm getting canceled by people on the left. What the hell is going on? It's almost like I'm a centrist who gets attacked by both sides. I love it. I get high on your tears. Now, the reason I have lost all of my fellow liberal friends is because of this tweet, apparently. I will be debating Lauren Southern on May 13th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern live on my channel. That's true and accurate information, guys. We will be discussing LGBT issues, so as a former transphobe, I'm looking forward to this one. Okay, so most people when they read this know what's going on. Yeah, I used to be pretty transphobic. I used to peddle a lot of misinformation about trans people. I've since denounced those views, and now I try and argue against those very views. So yes, I was a former transphobe, and I'm looking forward to this discussion because I think that as somebody who used to follow Lauren Southern, I think that that gives me a little bit of an upper hand here during this debate. And I know that I don't have the best reputation when it comes to debate. I know that especially for a lot of people whose only experience seeing my content was the Tim Pool disaster for me, then they probably are assuming that I'm not very competent when it comes to debate. But here's why I think that this debate is going to be a little different than the Tim Pool one. First of all, I think that honestly, I've gotten a little bit better from that experience. Even though it went really badly, even though I didn't do very well, I had two directions I could take from that, right? I could either roll over and just give up and be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not going to do debate. And for a little while, I thought maybe it was time for me to just stick to videos, maybe debate isn't my thing, but it's really rare for me to want to keep doing something, even though I've failed at it repeatedly. So even though the Tim Pool thing went really badly and I wasn't well prepared, and, you know, the conversation just didn't fare in my favor at all, but still not an excuse. I should have been more prepared. I had a big opportunity, and it totally sucks that I blew it. But, oh well, what can I do? I gotta learn from it. So since then, I've done a lot more studying of debate, and in my more recent debates, I think I've done a lot better. My debate panel I did with Vosh, for example, I know that optically I was a little aggressive and I definitely could have done better there. But as far as my arguments went, I knew my shit in that debate. And Brandon Tatum had nothing. All he was saying is, my story, my friend, my this. It was all a bunch of bullshit. And all the criticism I got for that was just that I was a white person talking over a black person, which is just liberal identity politics. But even that, I recognized, okay, I came off a little bit aggressive. I need to do a little bit better next time. And I did a debate very recently on systemic racism with two different guys, and I was a lot more calm and collected, and the general consensus seems to be that I blew them the fuck out of the water. So LGBT issues, specifically the subject of gender and trans people, that is something that I have studied and researched now for years and years on end, and I've been debating pro-LGBT stances now for quite a while, even before I announced that I was leaving the right. But yeah, since the Tim Pool thing, I've learned from it the best I can. I continue to learn, and I think that I've shown significant signs of improvement. Secondly, this is going to be different because we're focusing on a specific issue. Lauren Southern is going to come on here and we're going to be discussing gender and trans people. When it came to the Tim Pool thing, it was his show, he controlled the topic, and since there was no set topic, I had to just try and prepare for whatever I thought might come up. Over here, when I was booking this whole thing back in December, I said, hey, looking forward to tomorrow. Is there a specific topic that we'll be focusing on? This is the booking manager. And she said, yes, we're excited to have you. Tonight's topics will probably focus on today's news and a little bit about you. It will be rather general, no pressure either on you. It's very low key and conversational. So yeah, there wasn't ever a specific topic given to me that I was able to prepare for. This is a lot more specific, so I know what to research. Lastly, I think that this is going to be a really good conversation because Lauren Southern has shown interest in having good faith, genuine conversations. The reception was pretty well. There are some people, of course, that doubt me and think I'm going to do really bad or whatever, but of course you're always going to have those people. And then you have people who appear to be mostly LARPy liberals getting really mad at me for daring to defend trans rights. So first of all, this one, no offense, but trans people don't want former transphobes arguing for us. This is one of the most pathetic responses I think I've ever seen. First and foremost, just on its surface, the fact that you would be against more people arguing in favor of trans rights because they once held ideas that weren't in favor of trans rights is ludicrous and makes no sense. It literally hurts your cause. Secondly, where's the line? How do you exactly make this distinction? I mean, if you want to get down and nitty-gritty, you could argue that technically on some level, virtually everyone was at one point a little transphobic. And then someone said, this is why people call leftists hypocrites for claiming to believe in rehabilitation. You are one. True. Rehabilitation, yes. Letting very recently very vocal former right-wingers become thought leaders in our community, no. First of all, why are you gatekeeping who becomes a thought leader? Second of all, I'm not even trying to become a thought leader. I think because I was once a transphobe, I might have a little bit more insight in how transphobes tend to process some of these issues. Lastly, once again, we're asking the question, where the hell is the line? Letting very recently very vocal former right-wingers become thought leaders in our community, whatever. I have done everything I can possibly do to denounce those views. So what? Is it now up to you when I've been properly rehabilitated? Do I need to get down on my knees and start kissing the feet of every trans person I come in contact with? My guess is that this person does not have any kind of solid or defined line. I think that they just draw that line arbitrarily based on how they feel. So yeah, this person should fuck off Twitter for life. This one's especially cute. No lived experience, no expertise, no qualifications. Why do you think you should speak on these issues? First of all, what do you mean qualifications? I mean, I have been arguing with people and doing videos on this subject now for years, and just doing videos and political debates in general for years. I know I'm not the best at it, but I think I have enough qualifications to, like, host a conversation on my channel. Secondly, no lived experience. What does that mean? You realize what you're saying is that only trans people can debate transphobic people. You do realize that that is super transphobic, right? To assume that people being trans and because they simply exist as trans means that they also must be an advocate for trans rights, ready to debate people that want to deny their existence? What? I thought that you learned that in, like, How to Be a Polite Human Being 101. Just if you know somebody who is a member of a minority group, it doesn't mean that that person is a spokesperson or an advocate for that minority group. We've all learned this. You would never go up to a random black person and be like, excuse me, could you give me a little more information on BLM? I would never expect a trans person to start debating and giving studies and data points to validify their very existence. The quote tweets are where it gets really, really hilarious. Why would you lead with former transphobe, platforming Nazis just to debate them as if that will change their mind is bad enough, but leading with as a former transphobe? Really? Yeah, I think the fact that I was a former transphobe gives me a little bit of insight into this conversation. Secondly, I don't think that calling Lauren Southern a Nazi just off the bat is helpful for dialogue and conversation. It goes to show why these dumb fucks are irrelevant on Twitter, and people like me and other people who actually debate are helping to change minds, because calling people a Nazi and then just writing them off is not how you ever change minds. Why do so many former Nazi / alt-righters / transphobes, etc. feel they have a responsibility to debate current Nazis / alt-righters, whatever, giving them a platform, and B, are doing a noble thing by fighting for marginalized communities? To address B, I never said that I was being noble by fighting for marginalized communities. You just basically assigned intent to me.
and are now attacking that. So nice straw man. I don't think I'm noble for doing anything. Second of all, why do so many former Nazis feel like they have a responsibility to debate current Nazis? One, like I already said, most people in my audience are familiar with Lauren Southern. Lauren Southern's ideas are unfortunately already largely platformed by people in my audience, my former conservative base. And I don't really think I have a responsibility to debate these people, but I think that I'm fairly good at explaining the trans issues since I was once a transphobe. The fuck you mean former? I mean that I was once transphobic and now I no longer hold those beliefs and have arguments for why that is? Do you want a written apology in blood? Sorry. As a former transphobe, literally shut the fuck up. We do not want you speaking for us and definitely do not want you platforming these fuckers. I would say you should shut the fuck up because all you're doing is hurting your cause. Thanks to me and other people that debate in favor of trans rights, more people are now accepting of trans people. Debate, both listening to them and being a part of them, played a large role in making me realize that a lot of transphobic arguments weren't based on facts. Speaking as a trans woman, I just have to say that I hate having a cis person having a debate with a Nazi about my existence. This never ends well for us. What does that mean? It absolutely could end well because more people could be convinced that trans people are valid. Second of all, I hate these arguments. These woke scolds constantly do this shit. We shouldn't have to debate about our existence. I agree that trans people shouldn't have to debate their own existence, although I think there are some people on Twitter that would disagree. I wish it wasn't the case, but the sad truth of the matter is that there are people who doubt the existence and the validity of transgender people. It's unfortunate, but it's true. So you can either live in reality and try to argue with these people, or you can go be a LARPing moron on Twitter. Where are these people going to go? Like, people listen to Lauren Southern, whether you like it or not. She's a high-profile individual. People listen to her and take her seriously. Her ideas are popular. Where are they going to go? Someone has to be willing to discuss those bad ideas and explain why they're stupid. It doesn't have to be you or any trans person at all, but people need to be willing to have conversations. Nobody asked for you to do this. It's true. Nobody did ask. Good thing I don't need an invitation to run my own channel. You former bigots really love platforming active bigots and their hateful views. It's weird. Oh, that's funny. I really like the implication there. You former bigots. Maybe they're still bigots. Huh, I guess once a criminal, always a criminal. Oh, wait, sorry. No. That's not very leftist of me. But yeah, once a bigot, always a bigot. Yeah! A bunch of Twitter points over here. Brownie points. Where is the money you get during the duration of the live stream going to, Hunter? Me. I don't care. Yeah. This is my job. This is how I make money. This is how I pay the bills. I'm hosting Lauren Southern on my channel. I'm doing the research to debate her. I'm making the money. But thanks for asking. I don't know why you'd be suspicious. Bro, you're not trans. It's not really your place to be in this debate, especially if you realize you used to be transphobic. It would be helpful if you have a conversation with trans people and let them speak instead of platforming a transphobe. Very cute, but unfortunately platforming trans people to tell their stories, although it is nice and can be positive, that's not going to change a whole lot of people's minds, especially when it comes to the type of audience that I have. Secondly, once again, we are invoking cringy identity politics and being transphobic in the process. It's not your place to be in this debate. You're not trans. Only trans people can be advocates and debate their very existence. But wait, trans people shouldn't have to debate their very existence. That's transphobic. As someone who is neither previously nor currently afraid of transgender individuals, I'm looking forward to this debate. Looks like Lauren Southern's looking forward to this one also. Of course, we're not really debating whether or not she's like afraid of trans people. Maybe she's getting that from me saying I was a former transphobe. No, I think that we're going to have a overall good faith discussion. So yeah, I think that this could be a productive conversation. Thankfully, I'm not a LARPing virtue signaling dipshit on Twitter, and I actually have balls to defend ideas and talk to people and not just write them off as a Nazi. I know that having conversations / debates is how you change people's minds. You stick to this cringy LARPing mindset, this only trans people can debate but you shouldn't debate the existence of trans people. More often than not, all that does is solidify people in their bad ideas. So yeah, you guys keep on being mad on Twitter, keep on LARPing. You're so woke, you're so based, I know, all so cool. But I'm going to go ahead and keep on walking the walk and talking the talk. Looking forward to the Lauren Southern debate/discussion, May 13th, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, live on my channel. Make sure you check it out. I'll see you guys all soon. Peace.